The distress beacon had been broadcasting for 3 days when Commander Liza Chen's exploration vessel, the Horizon's Edge, finally traced its source to the asteroid field near Proxima Centauri. What they found defied every protocol in the Colonial Fleet Handbook. "James, are you seeing this?" Liza whispered into her comm as she stared through the viewport at the crystalline structure embedded in the largest asteroid. Dr. James Morrison, the ship's xenolinguist, floated beside her in the observation deck, his tablet already recording everything. "It's definitely artificial. Look at those geometric patterns. No natural process creates symmetry like that." The structure pulsed with a soft blue-white light that seemed almost organic in its rhythm. As they watched, a section of the crystal face began to change, becoming translucent then transparent. "Captain," came the voice of Lieutenant Torres from the bridge. "We're receiving a transmission. It's in English." Liza and James exchanged glances before rushing to the bridge. The main screen flickered to life, revealing a figure that made everyone freeze. She appeared humanoid, but was clearly not human. Her skin had a subtle luminescent quality, and her eyes were larger, more expressive than any human's. Most striking of all, she wore what looked like a form-fitting environmental suit that seemed to be made of the same crystalline material as the structure. "Please," the alien woman said, her voice carrying an unusual harmonic quality. "I need your help. My translation matrix is failing, and I cannot survive much longer without proper communication protocols." James stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overriding his caution. "I'm Dr. James Morrison, xenolinguist. How do you know our language?" The alien's expression, remarkably human-like despite her otherworldly features, showed relief. "I am Zara of the Luminari. We have been monitoring your species broadcasts for decades, learning your languages, your culture. I was part of a scientific expedition when my ship suffered critical damage. I've been trapped here using our emergency crystalline life support, but..." She paused, and James noticed something that made his translator's instincts kick in. There were subtle patterns in her speech, underlying structures that suggested she wasn't actually speaking English at all. "Zara," James said carefully, "I need you to do something that might seem strange. I want you to speak in your natural language, and I'm going to try something." The alien woman nodded and began speaking in a series of harmonic tones and melodic phrases that were hauntingly beautiful. James quickly activated his universal translation matrix, a cutting-edge device he'd been developing for first contact scenarios. As the device processed her words, James felt his breath catch. The translation that appeared on his screen was unlike anything he'd expected from an advanced alien civilization. "The resonance fields that maintain my biological stability are deteriorating. The crystalline matrix that serves as my life support requires harmonic recalibration, but I lack the vocal range to properly modulate the frequencies alone. I fear I will enter irreversible cascade failure within your planetary rotation cycle." "She's not asking us to remove clothing," James said suddenly, turning to Liza with excitement. "She's asking for help with her life support system. The crystalline suit isn't clothing at all. It's a symbiotic life support matrix." And when she said her translation matrix is failing, she meant literally. She's been trying to communicate through a damaged universal translator. Zara's eyes widened as James's device began translating his words back to her in her melodic language. For the first time since they'd found her, she smiled, and it was breathtaking. "You understand," she said, and now they could hear both her harmonic speech and the translation simultaneously. "Yes, the crystalline matrix bonds with our biology. Without proper harmonic resonance, it cannot maintain the necessary chemical balance for our physiology." Liza stepped forward. "What do you need us to do?" "My people communicate through harmonic resonance as much as words. The crystalline matrix responds to specific frequency patterns. I need someone to help me create the proper resonance to recalibrate my life support." James was already moving, pulling up harmonic analysis software. "I can do this. Liza, we need to get her aboard and into the science lab. If I can map the frequency patterns she needs." 3 hours later, in the ship's laboratory, James sat across from Zara as she explained the intricate relationship between her people and their crystalline technology. The suit was actually a living symbiotic organism that had bonded with crystalline technology to create perfect life support for space travel. "Your species fascinates me," Zara said as James carefully calibrated harmonic frequencies. "You approach problems with such creativity. My people would have simply waited for rescue or accepted fate. But you see a puzzle and immediately begin solving it. That's humanity for you," Liza said, watching from the observation station. "We're too stubborn to give up and too curious to leave things alone." James activated the harmonic generator, and Zara's crystalline matrix began to resonate with beautiful singing tones. The luminescence in her skin brightened, and she took what appeared to be her first comfortable breath in days. "The recalibration is successful," she announced, then paused. "But I must tell you something that will change everything you think you know about your place in the galaxy." She stood, and the crystalline matrix shifted and flowed around her like liquid light before solidifying into a new configuration, one that looked remarkably like formal diplomatic attire. "I am not just a scientist, James Morrison and Captain Chen. I am an ambassador. And I have been waiting here not due to accident but by design. The Luminary Collective has been watching your species, and we believe humanity possesses something that could reshape our understanding of the universe itself." James felt his world shift. "What?" Zara's harmonic laugh filled the laboratory. "Your ability to find solutions where others see only problems. Your refusal to accept defeat. Your instinct to help others, even alien strangers. We call it the innovation resonance, and it appears to be unique to your species." She gestured to the harmonic generator that had saved her life. "In 3 hours you accomplished what our best scientists said was impossible, without specialized luminary equipment. This is why we want to make contact. This is why the collective has chosen humanity as our first formal alliance with a developing species." Liza and James looked at each other, then back at Zara. "Welcome to the galactic community," Zara said. "We have much to discuss."